We are back. Welcome back to another episode of The Source. Shitty night last night. The picks went 3-4. I know a lot of you dropped a couple units. We're getting it back today and tomorrow, though. We're going to have a solid weekend. 7 games tonight. Let's roll through.
Welcome to The Source. Hey, get the source. The source. The source. Hey, get the source.
Real quick before we start. So Viget is hosting an NBA Playoffs Handicapping Challenge. It's a competition, completely free to enter. We got prizes going on. I'm talking $5,000 in cash. I promised that one of my guys is gonna win. So to join, it's real easy. Download the Viget app, completely free. For your promo code, type in SAUCE so they know you're on my team. I said one of my guys is definitely gonna win it. So I have faith in my squad here. Go to betting leagues, join existing league, and for the code, type in BET99, and you are in. $5,000 cash in prizes here. None of that matters though, because I'm gonna smack the shit out of everyone. I myself am competing in this, and I don't lose shit like this. That's just how things go. But anyway, let's run through the games. First game up is Sixers versus Pistons in Philly. This line opened with the Sixers laying 10.5 points at home here. Early action all over the Sixers. Money stays on Philly all throughout the morning, but the line drops from 10.5 down to 10. Why? Is Philly sitting somebody? I think the reason is the books know the Pistons are playing a few guys. Jeremy Grant is playing in this game for the Pistons. He's missed several games. He's back. So is Plumlee. I think Corey Joseph and Ellington are going to play as well. Right now they're listed as questionable. Yo, the Pistons are throwing their hound dogs back in the lineup for this game. Jeremy Grant made a statement to Detroit local media the other day. He was talking about how the 2022 Pistons are going to be a problem. And honestly, I think everyone's buying into it. I think they're fired up in Detroit. And I'm digging it. I am buying it, man. I'm going to take the Pistons here. I'm going to take the 10 points. I think they come out rested, gunning. I think they're going to try to run Philly out of the gym. Sixers, they pulled it out last night against the Pelicans, so they no longer need this game that much. I like Detroit here. Give me Detroit plus 10. Lock it in on the menu. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook next game. Next game up is Pacers-Wizards in Indiana. This line opened with the Pacers getting 3.5 points at home. Pacers home dogs here. Early action all over Washington. Everyone's betting the Wizards. Same exact story all morning as of 11:30 a.m. We're looking at 86% of the money on the Wizards. Consensus line never moves. We're still looking at Indiana plus 3.5. Everyone's betting the Wizards, right? Hold up, though. So the Wizards beat the brakes off the Pacers, I want to say like 4 or 5 nights ago. We all hit on it. It was like my pick of the night, I think, that night, whatever. We all hit on that. This game has some extra kind of weight on it, though. These teams are pretty much locked in at 9 and 10. It's just a battle of who's going to get 9 and who's going to get 10. What that means is these two teams, the Wizards and the Pacers, they're going to play each other in about a week at the bottom of the play-in bracket in a win-or-go-home game. The winner of this game gets home court in that game. So they're going to be balling tonight, Wizards and Pacers included. I am not the biggest fan of Sabonis, but he can fire his guys up. We've seen that team function at a pretty high level. If Brogdon, Jeremy Lamb, Sumner, if a couple of those guys play, I'm definitely putting the Pacers on the menu. If they don't play, I'll probably be staying away from the game. My pick is Indiana plus 3.5. I'm not going on the menu unless those guys play, though. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, Facebook next game. Next game up is Raptors Grizzlies in Tampa. Line open Toronto plus 4.5, but it bumped right up to Toronto plus 5.5 later in the morning because all the money's on Memphis. As of 11:30 a.m., we're looking at 91% of the money on the Grizzlies. The Sharps are definitely right on this one. I'm on Memphis too. The injury report for the Raptors, no Lowry, no Van Vliet, no Anunoby. The Raptors are basically mathematically eliminated. Not completely, but they're going to need a Hail Mary and a prayer to get in the playoffs. They're out. Just say they're out. They are out. They may be sitting these guys because they're accepting that their season's over. Memphis, on the other hand, needs this game bad. So give me Memphis minus 5.5. I'll like this one, throwing it on the menu. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, Facebook next game. Next up, we got this Warriors Thunder rematch. It's in Golden State, and this line open Golden State minus 14.5. Early bets and money for this one are actually even, but the Warriors money would come in later in the morning finally. Later in the morning, money's all over Golden State. Line drops from 14.5 to 14. I really don't know why. Honestly, I don't even care. Golden State is only a half game up of Memphis for the 8th spot in the Western Conference. They're not letting it up. They're not taking it easy on the Thunder here. I'm taking Golden State minus 14. I'm throwing it on the menu. I'm not completely crazy about it because these rematch games, they tend to split against the spread, but Golden State's just way superior to Oklahoma City, especially with all those injuries. Golden State minus 14 on the menu. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, Facebook, next game. Next game up is Blazers Spurs in Portland. This line opened, the Blazers laying 4.5 points at home here. Early bets and early money, both on Portland. Same story all morning at 11 a.m. Money is still pinned on Portland, and the books do not like it. The consensus line moves from 4.5 up to Portland minus 6. Spurs are playing their 3rd game in 4 nights, all on the road. They just played in Sacramento last night. They're going to be whooped. And the Pelicans lost, so that took huge pressure off the Spurs. They can afford to lose this game and still get into the playoffs comfortably. Portland's on a back-to-back as well, but they're both home games. They played against the Lakers at home last night. There's no travel involved. Big difference. Portland is definitely the right side to be on here. It's going on the menu. Give me Blazers minus 6. San Antonio's going to be way too gassed to keep up with Portland, who's been playing well. They did not look great last night, but overall they've been playing really well. Portland minus 6 on the menu. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, Facebook, next game. Next game up is Jazz Rockets in Utah. This line opened, Jazz laying 14.5 points. And early bets and money slightly favoring Utah, only slightly. Same exact story all through the rest of the morning. The money is still slightly leaning Utah. Books respond. Consensus line is now Utah minus 15 instead of 14.5. Yo, I'm going to pick Utah here. I'm going to take Utah minus 15, but I'm keeping it off the menu. Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, I believe are still out. I'll have to check, but doesn't matter. I didn't even know Houston had 25 three-point shots in them. They had 25 threes last night against Milwaukee. And if they're going to stay hot, they could cover this easily. They could beat Utah without those guys. So Utah minus 15, staying away. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, Facebook, next game. Last game, Nuggets, Nets in Denver. This line opened Denver plus 4. Early bets and early money heavy on the Brooklyn Nets here. It wouldn't stay that way though. Later in the morning by 11:30 a.m., some Nuggets money had come in. Now we're only looking at 63% of the money on the Nets as opposed to like 90 or what it was earlier this morning. I'm trying not to overthink this one because if you break down the analytics, the Nuggets at home are the right pick. Jokic is a bad matchup. DeAndre Jordan can't play with Jokic. No one can. But I'm not overthinking it. I'm just going to blindly take Brooklyn and throw it on the menu. You know Durant and Kyrie, you know these guys. They lost 3 games in a row. They're itching to just beat the life out of somebody. And I believe Denver is going to be the unlucky recipient of that rage. Give me Brooklyn minus 4 on the menu. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook. That's it for today's episode. Like I said, I'll be posting more details on how to join the Viget competition on YouTube and all of my social media. So if you didn't understand it from that, don't worry, you'll figure it out. VIPs, I'm going to get us up tonight. 5:30 p.m., same as yesterday. I'll be sending the VIP sheets out. We're going to have a come up. 4 or 5 items on tonight's menu. Let's go 3 and 2, maybe even 4 and 1. Whatever you do, stay smart, play your spots confidently, but do not chase. That's it for today. I'll talk to you on Twitter. Let's make some money.